brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. 2007 NBA Draft. The 2007 NBA Draft was held on June 28, 2007 at the WAMU Theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City, New York. It was broadcast on television in 115 countries. In this draft, National Basketball Association teams took turns selecting amateur U.S. college basketball players and other eligible players, including international players. Freshman Greg Oden, from Ohio State University, was drafted first overall by the Portland Trail Blazers, who won the draft lottery. However, he missed the 2007-08 season due to microfracture surgery on his right knee during the preseason. Another freshman, Kevin Durant, was drafted second overall from the University of Texas by the Seattle Supersonics, and went on to win the Rookie of the Year award for the 2007-08 season. Oden and Durant became the first freshmen to be selected with the top two picks in the draft. Al Horford, the son of former NBA player Tito Horford, was drafted third by the Atlanta Hawks. Of the three top picks, Durant and Horford were able to enjoy solid all-star careers, while Oden was beset by numerous microfracture surgeries on both knees that limited him to only 82 games from 2. On the night after the draft, the Seattle Supersonics traded seven-time All-Star Ray Allen along with the draft rights of the 35th pick Glenn Davis to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Delonte West, Wally Shusabiak, and the draft rights to the 5th pick Jeff Green. The Portland Trail Blazers and the New York Knicks were also involved in a multiplayer trade that sent Zach Randolph to the Knicks and Steve Francis to the Blazers. Apart from those two trades, 9 further draft day trades were announced. The 2007 draft marked the first time 3 players drafted in the top 10 came from the same school, the University of Florida. The 2007 National Collegiate Athletic Association basketball champion tied the record set by the University of Connecticut in 2006. With 5 players selected in the first 2 rounds of an NBA draft, Florida joined 9 other schools, including Connecticut, that had 5 players selected in an NBA draft, second only to UNLV, which had 6 players selected in the 8th round 1977 draft. 5 players who competed in the 2007 NCAA Basketball National Championship Final were selected in the top 10. 3 players came from Florida, and 2 players came from the runner-up, Ohio State University. This draft also set the record number of freshmen drafted in the first round, when 8 freshmen were selected. Of the 60 players drafted, 8 were freshmen, 5 were sophomores, 14 were juniors, 20 were seniors, and 13 were international players without U.S. college basketball experience. The Cleveland Cavaliers, Denver Nuggets, Indiana Pacers, and Toronto Raptors all did not have a draft pick this year, although Indiana and Toronto each acquired a drafted player's rights after the draft. Notable undrafted players. These players were not selected in the 2007 NBA Draft, but have played at least one game in the NBA. Draft lottery. The first 14 picks in the draft belonged to teams that had missed the playoffs. The order was determined through a lottery. The lottery would determine the 3 teams that would obtain the first 3 picks on the draft. The remaining first-round picks and the second-round picks were assigned to teams in reverse order of the win-loss record in the previous season. On April 20, 2007, the NBA performed a tiebreaker to determine the order of the picks for teams with identical win-loss record. The lottery was held on May 22, 2007 in Secaucus, New Jersey. The Portland Trail Blazers, who had the seventh worst record in the previous season, won the lottery with just a 5.3% chance to win. This was the fourth time that the Blazers had the first overall draft pick, and the first time that the Blazers won the draft lottery since it was introduced in 1985. The Seattle Supersonics, who had the fifth worst record, and the Atlanta Hawks, who had the fourth worst record, obtained the second and third pick respectively. Three teams who had the worst records, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Boston Celtics, and the Milwaukee Bucks, obtained the fourth, fifth, and sixth pick respectively. These were the lowest possible picks they could have obtained through the lottery. The most recent draft in which the three worst teams did not receive the top three picks was in 1993. Below were the chances for each team to get specific picks in the 2007 draft lottery, rounded to 3 decimal places. Pre-draft trades. Before the draft, the following trades were made, and resulted in exchanges of draft picks between the teams. Thank you for watching. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.